Contemplations before chanting. The Sangha is invited to come back to our breathing so that our collective energy of mindfulness will bring us together as an organism, going as a river with no more separation. Let the whole Sangha breathe as one body, chant as one body, listen as one body, and transcend the boundaries of a delusive self, liberating ourselves from the superiority complex, the inferiority complex, and the equality complex.
Symbols of freedom, the So dear respected teacher, Thay, dear noble Sangha, dear friends. So today is Friday, January 3rd, the year 2025, and we are on the last day of the holiday retreat with the theme Love in Action. You hear my voice okay? Yeah. And sitting here, I feel very happy to see that we go very far. Right now, it's the 6th day of the retreat. And then, are you ready to put love in actions? Who ready? Raise a hand. Oh, that's so wonderful. And I feel very happy, very moved this morning when we saw a lot of you, almost 100, 90 something, 100 friends deceived and have a determination to practice the 5 mindfulness trainings. And practice the 5 mindfulness trainings is already the way to really put love in actions. Practice of beginner new, that we listen to the talk, also the practice of put love in action. And also we learn the discourse on love, completing the love to ourselves and love for all beings, who is strong, who is short, who are weak, small, visible or not visible. We love all. And those kind of teachings that we learned already, right? So today I feel nervous that I don't know how can we learn more. We already learned all of them. And also I feel moved to see that your determination. Last night I also enjoyed so much the being last night to see that a lot of children, they love parents. Went to some kind of interview at the beginning. And also to see, do request Monastery, please have a holiday retreat. Continue. It's so nice to hear that. But even that happened, today is at the end of the retreat, and then we wait until next year, it's too long. Even that happened, also still too long. The practice is continuously every day. So how can we bring practice back home right now? To continue holiday retreat, love in actions, every day. So that is the questions you ask yourself. It does not mean that we offer another retreat next year, and then you come back home to forget everything and wait for the next retreat. We call the love in action again. Look like you just wait for go to school and finish the course and come back and then forget everything and do another course. That's it. I really like the Buddha teachings. Sometimes in the sutras, the Buddha reminds us about this. The Dharma that I teach is beautiful in the beginning, is beautiful, wonderful in the middle, and it's also wonderful and beautiful at the end. So it means we can be happy right away in the here and now. As long as you use the teachings to apply at the beginning, even you just learn in 6 days, right? Even 1 day. But you apply it into your way of thinking, the way of acting, the way of speaking. You know how to do walker meditation. You know how to come back to your mindful breathing. When you listen to the bell, listen to the phone rings, and you come back to practice stopping. Take care of yourself and recognize you are alive. And you touch joy and peace right away. So that is wonderful at the beginning. Don't need to wait until you finish and you learn everything, or become the successful one, or become like someday, so you can have a joy and peace. So to practice the Buddha, dwelling happily in the present moments, that is possible every moment. When you learn how to listen to yourself, how to follow your breathing, how to do walking meditation, how to do eating meditation every day, right? Every day you eat at home. So when you commit to yourself to do in that way, mindful eating, start 10 minutes without talking. Feeling, appreciate the food you eat. Be present for your beloved ones. So when you do that, it means the peace and joy you can touch right away. Don't need to wait until you come for the retreat. So because the main practice of the retreat, the main practice of Plum Village is mindfulness. So you can embody mindfulness practice at home by the way that you eat, the way you walk, the way you breathe, the way you talk. So I think you learn this all, right? So please to see that. And also apply the 5 mindfulness trainings every day. So those kind of things is you can continue at home. So I just want to review today all the practices so that you can see that if you have intention to come back to the retreats, you yourself to continue the retreat at home first. Okay? Continue to maintain the energy. How do I maintain my love? How do I maintain my mindfulness? How do I practice to remind myself to remember I have this body? Then you remember you have this body, and then you start to do practice about like recognize the body here, you know to act, you know how to act, know how to speak, and how to think, to love your body, to cherish your body and take care of your body. So today I think about like how can I prepare this talk and then share something. Otherwise, not complete. Okay. So today I want to share something about 3 virtues, the practice of 3 virtues. And in these teachings also including love in there. This teachings is very powerful. As teachers, I think some of you come here as educators, right? There is a group we call the educators. As teachers and as parents, as leaders, and as couples. And if we cultivate these 3 virtues, sometimes we call 3 powers, and you have this kind of quality in you, you can be happy right away. And these virtues can be contagious to others. Like we learn about the knowledge too much. We learn about how to do this and that too much. But you yourself act in that way. How to love yourself, how to understand yourself, how to practice to transform, have a courage to transform, and to heal yourself, and to help others to heal. So that is very wonderful teachings that when we cultivate these 3 elements, 3 virtues, you change the world. You can have change the world. But first, change yourself. You know how to nourish yourself and how to transform and then help others. So I would like to use a board. You can see the board very clear. Yeah. So let us listen to one side of the bell. Sometimes I have a habit of talking a little bit too fast and maybe unclear a little bit. So please be compassionate for me. So I'm still on the way to working on it. And especially my broken language of English. So please listen to the bell and come back to your breathing. And I can slow down a little bit. is that virtues, right? And sometimes we call that power. So the first virtue, we call in Vietnamese, we call ân đức, okay? So ân, we translate like love. Đức is virtue. So last few days we learned a lot. We talk a lot about love, right? But today I want to share more details about in the 5 mindfulness trainings in True Love we learn that we talk about right here. But love is not, Thay said that love is not something that you consume, but love is something to offer. But before you offer, you need to cultivate into yourself. To cultivate, become like virtue. The virtue. I want to practice it. I want to cultivate every day like this. I want to contemplate it like this every day. Okay? So this is all the action itself. Because you love to do it. You love to do it for yourself and love to do for others. So that's why the virtue, that's why the practice is help you to do that. It's not about you talking about love and you talk about the mouth, but you actually you cultivate to yourself, and that becomes the virtue, and then you can offer to your beloved ones. And who will be contagious first? Your children, your students, your colleagues in the companies. And that's why as leaders, as teachers or as parents, you have a lot of love in you. The children have less fear and want to be with you all the time, right? But you don't use another kind of things like power, like authority, or like a position. Listen to me, it's not like that. So there are 4 elements in here, okay? First of all is loving kindness. Second is compassion. I think you already know this, but I want to mention again. Joy. Inclusiveness. Loving kindness say that I want to be kind to my body, myself, right? I want to be a true friend for myself. That's to learn from the Dharma Talk, from Sister B, right? Self-love. Want to be kind to myself. I want to be a true friend to myself. But when you know how to do that, you can be a true friend and kind to others as well. Because when you contemplate to see what you need, people also the same, they need like that. So that's kind of like loving kindness says, I love myself. I want to be kind to myself. I want to be a true friend to myself. The same, I do that to others. Do you see? That's why it's beautiful to practice that. Compassion, it means capacity to relieve the suffering of others. Also capacity to relieve the suffering of yourself. I heard my brother, one time my brother's, in this retreat, okay, there is something happened, my brother let me know. There was one day, one little child, one little girl, she's very, have her emotion come up. She's like, was very freaked out, something. And she just stand there and cry very hardly. Cry. And the parents they don't know what's going on. She just stand there to cry, and her father is stand nearby. Just stand there, doing nothing, just breathe in and out. So that is compassion. Thay said that compassion does not mean that you need to come there to cry together with someone else. If someone come there and he doesn't cry together with you, don't see that he doesn't have compassion. Compassion is mean you really be there, offer capacity, offer truly presence. I know you are suffering. That's why I am here for you, darling. I choose to be there for you and be there to breathe in and out, to offer support. Offer support, that's it. And when you support by the energy of love, it means really sit there to be a companion, to be like, I breathe together with you. So that is the Father he did. Maybe some of you choose to do like, what's going on, darling? What's going on, my daughter? What's going on? Yeah, to talk a lot, and then somehow you trigger or you push her to talk something, and maybe you trigger her fear. Because in that time, probably that little girl, she wants to stop, to breathe as well. Just be there to breathe, to calm her own emotions. And the best is you just stand there or sit there to offer truly presence. I am here for you. I know you are suffering. I know that. I just want to be here for you, okay? And breathe in, breathe out. You know that I'm here for you. Don't worry. Sometimes you can take her to do walking meditation. So that is an act of compassion. And I think it's kind of very easy to understand. You can do that every day. The people in the world, they lack of this. People in New York, everybody is just very rushing. No one cares for others. One time I got lost in New York. I remember one time I went 2011, the tour with Thay. I was very small. And after public talk, I follow, we have like 1 or 2 hours, like rest or something. And then Monastery 100 of us want to do walking outside to visit. Especially some of the brothers and sisters are first time. And we walk, somehow I walk, and then some brothers and sisters walk the other way, and then I was lost. So many people, and then I'm so small, and then I don't see, and I asked the people, like, do you see kind of like people, brown people or something? I said, no, this way. They turn right. Oh man. And I turn right. Yeah, it's kind of like when you be in the center of the midst of the people, they just like, and then it's very easy to be lost. So, and after that year, actually, I don't want to come back to New York. I want to visit something, Liberty statue, something first time. That's it, done. Deer Park Monastery, Blue Cliff Monastery, mountain is more beautiful. And the element joy, okay? Some of you may see that what related to joy, what related to a true love, that joy is there. Thay Phap Dung, he answered the question yesterday, is very beautiful. He said that sometimes we too stuck into the romantic love, right? And we want to do that, we want to reconcile, and we lose our aspirations and stuff. Sometimes it's nice to love what you do, to feel joy of what you do. Monastic, we also get married. We got married. Do you believe it? We ordained with the Sangha, we get married to the Sangha, to our path. And some of us divorced. Some of them, they left Sangha. They choose another path. And that's kind of divorce. Because at the beginning, you commit to yourself into the path that you practice. So if we don't have a joy in the path that you choose, even you become a doctor, right? You commit to the career doctor. And then you feel like it's beautiful, happy people, and then suffer so much. You cry all the time. In your own relationship, you just find out that you are crying all the time. I lose my smiles. It means you don't have this element. It means true love, shaken. Cannot be sustainable in your relationship. So offer capacity to offer joy, capacity to smile. Your joy is my joy. You see? That is can help you to feel like have energy. It's the same when you have like between children and parents. If children they don't feel any joy around you, forget it. They have joy with their friends, because when they come home, they see you argue all the time. The parents accuse all the time, and you say harsh word all the time. So look like they cannot be smile in the family. So the joy in true love, the elements that love should have a joy, should have a smiles. Of course, sometimes we cry. For example, we cry, we suffer, but we take care of it. We have compassion for it. But at the same time, we also cultivate another aspect, is joy. Offer a smile to each other as well. You see? We cry up here, but also we smile down here. That's why the practice is really complete. We have 4 elements. When you practice true love and you just erase this one, that is wrong. That is not true love. Okay? So if you don't find this one in your relationship, that's why you break up. You say that I have compassion to someone else, but actually you don't know how to cultivate this together. So the fourth is inclusiveness. Inclusiveness says the capacity to forgive and to embrace all. You know, sometimes they say that, darling, that's your problem, not my problem. And then when you have inclusiveness, that you can say, no, your problem is my problem. So when you practice true love, practice to cultivate love, you open your heart a little bit wider to embrace all. No discrimination, not someone there and not you are here, separate. This is non-self practice. Someone who said that is non-self, okay? Some of you said that you love, like just love yourself, and then but our teaching is teachings of non-self. But look, when you practice very right, this is non-self practice. Your suffering is actually my suffering. So when I know how to care my suffering, I take care for you, darling. You see? And then I see you suffer, that's why I'm here for you. I see your suffering, I know that I also together with you to take care together. So we can go through the tough time. Your joy is my joy, your suffering is my suffering. And also your freedom is my freedom. So when you practice this one, also we offer the freedom to each other. To see that some of us have a different struggling in different times. So when you practice to open your heart a little bit wider, so you can embrace. And in order to do that, you need to practice to have first 3 elements over here. If you have more compassion, a little bit more, you have more joy, you have more loving kindness, and then you can embrace more. This is embracing. This is like forgiveness. Forgiving. So you can, because in the Sutra of the Buddha sometimes talk about like, also Thay mentioned something about, you know, sometimes we have a cup, you have a glass of water, and you have a mouthful, have a handful of salt you put into the glass. You cannot drink that water because too salty. But the same amount of salt, okay, you put in the river. So no matter, you can drink it. It's the same, your heart, vast and open more, like a river, you can embrace everything. So in order to do that, you need to cultivate joy, you have a faith in yourself, to have a peace and joy, you have inner compassion, practice mindfulness to be there, to cultivate, to capacity to offer kindness to yourself and others. And then you also can open your heart to embrace. So the practice is every day you cultivate a little bit more true love, a little bit more inclusive, a little bit more joyful, a little more compassionate, a little more kind to yourself, to your family. So that is a virtue. It's not something like, I understand it, but put into practice actually take time. So let us listen to one sound of the bell to see that, do we have love in ourselves? I think that we have love for ourselves, right? Do we have love for our family? Do we have love for society? So that's a question we need to ask very often. You know the also the gratitude. And last few days, you do touch the earth a lot. I love this practice. Because as long as you have good gratitude in your heart, you can have a lot of happiness. And that's why we as a monastic, we found out. So the first gratitude you can, you touch already, you know already, parents, right? Parents. Second is teachers. Teacher is not only one, teachers. A lot of teachers. And then friends. And then all beings. And again, this is a practice of non-self. I made off by not me elements. It means parents, teachers, friends, all beings. When we take out all these kind of elements, you cannot be here on earth. All elements is including land ancestors, including the earth, everything. Animals, vegetables, everything. So that's why we feel grateful. No matter you have a difficulty with this, but we have a lot of also good moments. Tend to them, so that's why you exist in this world. Okay? So this is very complex. That's why when you feel grateful to your parents, and then you feel you love them. You feel grateful to them, you want to do something for them, right? Either offer smiling, either remember them they're in your heart. Also that kind of love. So this also is that is very good to keep the gratitude in your heart alive. To feel grateful to our teacher, right? The brothers and sisters, if we have a deep love to Thay, we never leave Sangha. To be honest, a lot of us, we have a deep love with Thay. Even we leave Sangha, but we never lose our practice. We always keep our practice alive. Continue Thay somehow. Continue to do something to make Thay alive. So when we have very deep love with Thay, we really think about what we can continue him, right? So it's very helpful to make this gratitude alive all the time. And also the friends, also all beings. To think about the earth, to think about society right now. To think about the land ancestors. That they go through so many things. So you feel grateful to them, right? So this gratitude is not something like when someone offer to you, and then you feel thank you. That's kind of thank you, it's okay. But this deeper, to see every day, without these elements, it's very hard for you. To see without food, how can you survive? You see? Without the land you stand on, without the sunshine, how can you be alive? That is here, all beings. Without the Sangha, how can you maintain your practice? Friends over here. Without Thay, teacher show you how to practice mindfulness. And then without Thay, also all the monks and nuns here, not here. And then holiday retreats. We don't have holiday retreat. Sorry, huh? But like that. So you see, so when you think about that, it's everything is, how can I make these elements alive in me? So that the gratitude keep me, make the happiness alive and connection to them. The practice of non-self is like that. You see, I cannot exist in this world alone by myself. I take care of myself, but I take care of those elements in myself. And also I feel grateful to these things, because without these things, I cannot exist in this world. And the second element, second virtue, related to this. We practice this one and then bring to the understanding. We call the trí đức. So trí đức is mean understanding. I think we already know this one. Understanding or insight. Insight is my name, by the way. Insight. So when you have understanding and insight in daily life, this is the element, the potential elements. This is the foundation to make love last longer and make love become true love. True love without understanding cannot be called true love. So the understanding strong and true love will be strong. When you love more, you cultivate more understanding. And the mutual understanding is very helpful to make the relationship last longer. And understanding here is not like from the books or insights from something that you know about what you know, but you practice about mindfulness. So you practice mindfulness, concentration, and thanks to those practice, to give you understanding, insights. You be mindful every day about your life. You be there to recognize, I am suffer because of what? I am go through something. And you are practice to share your suffering to your beloved ones. And you are aware, see, he or them, they are suffered. And you are there for them. You are mindful about their suffering. And thanks to that, kind of slowing down and be stopping in the present moment to practice to recognize, and then you can understand what is going on. I think all of us need understanding. We need to understand. Sometimes we feel rejected because we are not understood by someone. So the practice for understanding is the way that is not, you know a lot of things and you understand. Because you commit to yourself to practice, to be compassionate, to be there, truly 100%. You practice walking meditation, you really 100%. You be with her, with him, 100%. Being mindful, and then know what you are doing, and listen. Very important is listening. Listening deeply. You listening deeply so that you can understand. Sometimes we don't have a time for each other, right? The practice of the fourth noble truth, this is very hard to do in our world right now. The capacity to use in loving speech and deep listening is kind of hard. But this is a virtue. I want to do it. I want to sit there to listen. And when I have those kind of elements, it's very easy for me to listen. To listen, just one thing. To understand. And also you listen to yourself, the 5-year-old child. That the other day we do the guided meditation to see, I am the 5-year-old child, vulnerable, fragile. And then you recognize that, oh, my father, 5-year-old child, is also vulnerable and fragile at the same time. You see? That's why when you have a time to listen to yourself, to listen to your difficulty and suffering, and also you look like you understand, like, I have been go through this, and then I think the people also go through the same things, right? So that is an insight, understanding to make you feel selfless. And then you offer more love. That's kind of things of the practice. I want to tell you a story that I was attending Thay. It's very unlucky to have a time to attend Thay 2 times. Okay, when I was in Plum 2006 and 2007, I attended Thay for 6 months through the rain retreat and summer retreat. And the second time when Thay got stroke, I was also become attending for Thay in San Francisco in 2015. And I remember in that time, that action of Thay I never forget. So in that time, I think somehow when all attendants, because 2014 and 15, when Thay started to get stroke and on the way to recover, so we attend, we work a lot, like help Thay to recover the health and stuff, medicine. So when attendants moved to US, we don't have enough attendants because of paperwork. So me and some of the other brothers from Deer Park and Blue Cliff, we come to San Francisco to support. So I was there, one of them. And at the beginning, it's very hard because so many things to do, and you know, it's that stress, and somehow, yeah, it's very difficult time. So that morning, they recognized something going on. They knows everything. They knew everything. So that morning, he gathered everyone. Okay, he gathered everyone, and no one knows what happened. He gathered everyone. You know what he do? He just want to offer a big hug to each of us, and hugging meditation lasts very long, 2-3 minutes. Usually like 3 breaths, right? But he do longer than that. Let's say 10 breaths, longer. And then offer one by one. And then all the brothers feel very happy, with smiling. All the sisters crying. All the sisters crying. I don't know why. They crying. They say that they know that in Vietnamese culture, someone do something strange, it's been some next day something happen. Probably, you know, he will go, he will pass away or do something. But the brothers very happy, and we just like offer a hug and very happy. And one of the brothers, he come up. He's the senior attendant Thay. He understood exactly Thay wants. He come to, thank you Thay for reminding us practice. I am here for you. And also we know that we are here for you, but we know that you are there, Thay. That's why we are very happy. So that morning, no more stress. The stress or anxiety, worry, confusion vanished. Thay's love, Thay's understanding. And we, the attendant, some of us understood Thay. The practice of I'm here for you. I know you're there. That's why I'm very happy. We don't need to do anything else. He sent us a message. You don't need to try too hard. I know you're there. And you are here, I'm very lucky, I'm very grateful. So that understanding healed us. Thay understood us. Attendant understood Thay also, without any talking. So from this, I forget one thing. From this, actually, gratitude, Thay add one more, okay? The gratitude of student or children. So this is one Thay added. Okay? Because they said that, why you don't choose other to become a teacher, but you choose me to become your teacher? Why someone is not their children, but your own children? So you be grateful to children as well. Thank you to children born, you become a father and mother. But if we don't have children, cannot be called father or mother, right? You can be called uncle, or you can be called something. The friend, or like Mr. or Mr. or something, but not father and mother. Children is born, it means you become a father or mother. So let us listen to one sound of the bell, so we can recognize that it's so wonderful to have a capacity to cultivate understanding for ourselves, for our beloved ones, capacity to listen to ourselves and listen to beloved ones. The third one is the more important one. We call the Đoàn Đức. Đoàn Đức is mean cutting off or cutting through. Cutting off or cutting through. Sometimes we call the letting go. Have you ever know this term, cutting off? And we go fast to this. So, but how can we? What kind of things that we want to cutting off? Thank you to the practice cutting off, letting go, and can bring to the freedom. So this is a freedom that we want to have, right? So the capacity to practice, to transform yourself, to heal yourself, that is cutting off. The courage, courageous. You are courageous to act. Someone have a courageous action of the source this morning. Courage to cut off. And it's you do Qigong, there is a movement you can think about cut off, right? The dragon. And then, it's cut it off. That is the movement. It's the same, you can do cutting off like that. So cut it off about the afflictions. In Buddhism, we have 3 major afflictions. We call the craving. Second is anger. So we have a lot of affliction, but this represents 3 major. Anger or sometimes hatred. And the third is ignorance. The ignorance is, we can call the wrong view, right? Wrong view or wrong perception. So, recognize we have a lot of craving, a lot of anger, a lot of ignorance. That's why we suffer a lot. And those things, not only in yourself, in society right now, everywhere. You see it? Everywhere have a craving. Everywhere, people feel anger. This year, a lot. Everywhere, because wrong view, ignorance. That's why you destroy the world. You have war. And you feel like those kind of afflictions is very strong in the world right now. And the practice is cut it off. And how can we practice to transform this? So, on the first day of the Dharma Talk, Thay mentioned about like the practice to look at in ourselves, right? The seed, right? We have a lot of seed. The seed very strong. The craving seed very strong in us. The seed of anger very strong in us. The seed of wrong views, ignorance very strong in us. That's why the world right now, outside, also they have that strong and trigger you. Boom. You watch too much news. And then that is trigger your anger. People are craving for wealth, fame, and then sensual pleasure. And internet, a lot. You go up there, you water the seed, crave it very easy. We tend to, because of that, and then you have wrong views, wrong ignorance. So we talk about power. People think about the power of wealth, fame, right? And then when you know how to cut off, that's kind of power. That's kind of virtue that we need more in the world. We need more people know how to practice to really transform yourself. So the way to practice is related to four right religion, right? Diligences. So this is the Buddhism. This is the practice of according to the past. So four noble truths. You can see the first noble truth. This is the suffering. The craving, anger, ignorance is kind of like ill being, right? There is ill being. When you practice to have insight, you look deeply into it to see the roots of ill being, the causes. The causes, the way that you consume, right? So look at the fifth mindfulness trainings, the way to consume, the way that you watch news, the way that you have a toxic conversation, what are the negativity in you, the way that you live in the environment, the collective consciousness, collective environment that make you feel like you stuck into these three things. So you know the cause of suffering. You know the way about that. So you make commitment to practice. And that's a part of practice. It's like this. For diligences, it's about like selective watering. Selective seeds watering, I think. If I'm not wrong, like this. So, you watering, you know that you have a lot of craving, a lot of anger, right? And in societies, already have enough of this. You don't want to do more, right? And then I want to do opposite. We need more people to water the love, water the good seeds. So to do this one, we water the good seeds, water love, water understanding, water capacity to listen to others, water the embracing practice of community, embracing everyone. You water the seed of love, kindness. I make a vow to use loving speech and deep listening, you see. And then you water the seeds of every day you see the mountains, the rivers, and you sit down, you feel grateful to Mother Earth. And then you see the river, you see the mountain, you see the trees very green. And you think about the people cutting off the tree. You see, you make a vow to do opposite, to protect the environment, you see. That's why you water the seeds in you. You water the connection, the loving kindness. And then the second is practice to keep this on the mind consciousness. So this is the way that you can. Oh man, that is so ugly. Sorry. Oh no, I say something not good about myself. Not too bad, my dear brothers. That's not too bad. Okay. You see, the habits, like when we say something like, it's so ugly, brother, so it's water, not good seeds. That's not too bad, brother. Good. So, okay, so this is the way sometimes Thay Lu, the first talk, he mentioned about that, is our mind, right? This is store consciousness. And this is mind consciousness, the level of, to see very clearly. So there is seed here, craving, everything in here, right? You know that. So when you have capacity to smile and you have a lot of joy, right? There is a flower here. When you practice every day, maintain to cultivate joy. Every day. Maintain this. Keep. This is the seed of joy. You water it, come up. You want to maintain a lot. It means indoor relationship. You want to cultivate, you maintain smiling. To maintain, to offer kind words to one and another. You see, we can do that. So that's the way to really keep your positive seed on the mind consciousness. And also you continue to practice of say thank you. That is from the beginner new practice that Sister D shared last few days. Just say thank you. That's very important. Capacity to say thank you is not about the word, but your intention as well. Your practice, I want to practice this. And also see the good quality in yourself and others. And that is, you do that often, it means you maintain this ever. Not ever impermanence, but I mean as long as lasts, right? For example, you keep practice exercise, you maintain your health. Maintain good health. It's the same, you keep practice to maintain your mental health. To maintain your joy and peace, and to keep come back to the practice of walking meditation, keep come back to the practice of listening to the bell, stopping, and then you have a chance to cultivate love and joy in you. So that is a practice to keep positive mental formations, the good seeds long on your mind. And the third of the right religion practice is not water. Not water this, not water the craving, not water hatred, not water ignorance in you. Because I know that we have so much of this. I am determined. I know the suffering caused by, right? That's from the 5 mindfulness trainings. You see that it's everything I'm aware about suffering caused by. You know that? But do you want to do it? You want to do opposite. It's cultivate love. You do is mean not water that seed anymore. So you come out, turn off the computer, come out to do Qigong. To cultivate love to your body. You see, is that different? Maybe 10 minutes, but maybe change. When you watch a video, you read the news, and you trigger your kind of wrong perception or hatred or anxiety in you, anger in you, sensual pleasure in you, and then you just glow up. Stop. Okay, something's not right to do right now. Come out, open the door. Go do hiking, walking, and then you just be with the nature. Move your body with love. And then that kind of thing is like the practice. This one related to the fourth one. You do not water the seed, but also you do something else better. It means you replace this one, the negative seed, turn to this one. To replace the anger craving, so something going on in you, There is anger, there is strong emotions, and the father is standing nearby, right? And then you come back to your breathing, and then you generate another energy, we call the energy of compassion or mindfulness. So the mindfulness and compassion replace the hatred, replace the anger in you. Okay, you replace this one by this one. Or let's say we practice of changing the channel, changing the pack. For example, instead of you stuck on the computer with the news, you just go outdoor to do walking meditation, to do listen to Thay Talk, for example, or to do just qigong exercise, or do yoga, or walk on the beach. That's why Thay mentioned that teachings in the mindfulness training is that when I have anger, I don't talk, I don't do anything, but just walking meditation. The walking meditation is the place. There is something to produce another kind of energy, another kind of energy. Okay? And this energy to embrace this. Instead of, so this is anger, and this is kind of love. Outside here is the love or mindfulness. But we need to practice every day to cultivate this. So it's big enough, it's strong enough. Do we have a more time? Is that okay? You can follow my, yeah? I want to mention something about, before we end. Our practice is like this. We practice to always remember to come back to yourself. Some of you say that why we take care of ourselves too much. And the Buddhism said that it's non-self elements. You love yourself too much. But when you know you yourself made by non-self elements. The mother know how to take care of herself. And then the mother become the happy mother. And happy mother change the family. The children get benefits already. Just be fresh yourself. Just practice to smiling, take care of your own suffering. So practice is come back to take care of yourself. To cultivate these three virtues, okay? If you have these virtues, let's say your battery about 10% of love, 5% of understanding. This is not right. Love, understanding is to go together. So if you have 10% of love, and then another 10% of understanding together, okay? And then maybe you have like 5% of capacity to cut through, okay? It's okay, it's good. But every day, you practice to cultivate more and more. The politics, the presidents, if they know how to cultivate this, happy world. You know? No war. No war, right? And then he know how to practice. He come for the holiday retreats. Oh my God. And you see, that is like, that's it. So that's why the main thing is come back to yourself to practice. And the mother, happy mother, show the children to practice as well. And show the children is not show children to be a successful person. Show him or her how to come back to yourself, my dear, and breathe and take care of yourself. Yeah? And the children go to school. And she also shared with the friends that, you know, this is the thing that I learned from my mom. I want to share with you. Please come back. There is a way to come back to yourself, to love yourself, to breathe, recognize your own suffering, and learn how to transform, to see the roots of your suffering, and then you can transform it when you take care of yourself. And from this friend to come to the other friends, and on and on. And this is the way that Thay teach us to build a healthy society. You see the Sangha? Start from one person, know how to take care of themselves, become contagious. COVID-19. But this is not a COVID-19, this is COVID 3 virtues. So let us listen to one sound of the bell. Let us breathe. So dear Sangha, before I end, I want to read something for you again. The New Year prayer to our ancestors to remind you. And I want you to just please get one copy of this on the Plummelich website. So you can remind yourself, just only one page. But I feel like the Plummelich, our Sangha, speak into a society problem. And this is our aspiration for the whole year. And when you learn the practice, sometimes you forget. So is there something to remind you to come back to? It's the practice of 5 Mamra trainings, practice of cultivate love, practice to nourish yourself, to have more understanding, practice to really determination, to determine to practice to transform and to heal yourself. It's already half the world. So there are 2 paragraphs from the New Year prayer I want to read you again to remind you. Because this actually, in this retreat we practice and we are aware of, okay? So looking back at 2024, and all that we have gone through together as a planet, we see that our unhealed traumas, our fears, and deep-rooted belief in our separateness continue to cause much personal and planetary harm. We vow to transform the roots of war, hatred, and violence by every day generating the energy of non-violence and non-discrimination in our thinking, speaking, and acting. We shall continue to challenge the boundaries of our hearts by asking ourselves, do we have enough wisdom and courage to reconcile with those who have hurt us? Knowing that only by releasing the grievances of the past can we move forward as a species. So this is related to the talk of Sister D. Hurt people, hurt people. So you see that it's suffering left behind, the unhealed trauma in you. And all of us have that. But if you don't know how to take care of it, you continue to have a COVID-19 go on, right? Continue to contagious to people, hurt people, continue to hurt people. Right now, the hurt people know how to practice take care of his or her pain. You see that different? And then you have something in the between to transform, to see, and then to help others to take care of their hurts and their pain. That is a way to stop the war, actually. The way to generation more peace, or related to the way that we water the good seeds. Because there are so many violence, so many discrimination, and the other opposite is cultivate non-violence, and then non-discrimination. You see? So that is the virtue to practice. So you make a vow to do that. So each of us, 200-300 of us do it. It's already great for the world already. And another paragraph. In the face of despair and division, we vow to always stick together. Remember that. To be a refuge for each other. And to strengthen our spiritual family as a community of non-violence. Offering each other courage and supports to work towards a collective awakening, towards a more peaceful and compassionate world. So there is also something that the first Dharma talk, Porter Pablo, he mentioned about the community, like a container, whole energy. So never forget a Sangha, okay? Never forget the community. That is very important element to maintain your practice. So when you come home, you also find your own Sangha. When you receive the fire trainings, maybe you so each of you have, let's say you have a Dharma sharing group, right? The Dharma sharing group of insights about the unity, about mindfulness, different group. You make contact together, and that is your Sangha also, can be a Sangha online. And continue to share, continue to practice, and continue to cultivate and support when you have a difficult moment. So the community is very important. But when you wait until the next year, 360 days, something, too long. And then come for the holiday retreat, even we have that or not, it's still too long. So the practice to create the Sangha, probably your own family, or online Sangha, or find a Sangha at somewhere around your place. Okay? So that is pretty much I want to share with you. And hopefully, thank you so much for your listening. And hopefully, you have something to practice at home. And there is the practice that I just demanded you to just review again the practice that we have learned last few days, but at the same time to see can we do it by practice mindfulness every day. You cultivate the virtue of love. Can we love ourselves? Can we understand ourselves? At the same time, to offer that love, understanding to the people around you. First is your siblings, your children, your friends, your couples. And then can you determine yourself to practice to look, the world right now is so much negativities go on. So we see that, you don't water that anymore. You practice to transform the things in you, to nourish joy and peace, so that you can have a capacity to transform and then help others to do the same, to transform. Okay? Thank you, dear Sangha, for listening.